Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly reading vlogs. Today is Monday, January 19th and I have one book that I finished today to tell you about, and then I am in the middle of another book that I started last week. Actually I started the previous week, but it's a very long book and I'm going very slowly. But also I was wearing my pajamas because it's very late. It's 1:21 a.m. It's very late, but I haven't filmed yet, and he was on my to-do list, and I was gonna film even if it was at 4 a.m. I was gonna film this before I went to sleep. So I wasn't wearing my pajamas, but I changed to look just more presentable. But it's so hot right now, but this is very warm and I am dying, so I'm gonna be quick also because it's late. But yeah, so I started reading Coffee Moon yesterday and I finished it today because I was at the Cell Culture for a long time and I was listening to the audiobook. Here it still says 33% because I just listened to the rest because this is where I ended up last night. And so this is a horror book and we follow Dwayne, and he works at a bar, and one day people, some sketchy men, appear at the bar and he's suspicious of their activities, and they are very intriguing, and because his boss slash mother-in-law, she says some things about them that he's confused about. And then one of them, one day, one of the men that appears is actually a vampire, and he basically ruins Dwayne's life pretty much. And so we then see Dwayne and his niece Julia, who he was taking care of at the time because some really tragic things happened in the little girl's life. And so they go together on sort of a road trip, but a revenge road trip, to find this vampire guy and get their revenge for what he did to them. And so we are following them, and at the same time we are actually also following the vampire guy. His name was John Varley or something like that. So we're also following him, learning more about him, which was really interesting because he was the villain in Dwayne's life, but at the same time it was kind of humanizing. To read about his chapters, it was humanizing him more. So that was definitely interesting. And I definitely really liked the vampire gory scenes. They were definitely, well, I always feel wrong by saying things like that are fun, because they're not fun. They're violent and gory and bad, but they're fun for a horror book. And so yeah, I really liked those scenes, and I was definitely intrigued to see how it was all gonna end up and how the confrontation was gonna go. But I didn't absolutely love it, and I had seen some people that I follow absolutely loving this book, so I had very high expectations for it to be incredible, and I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. I definitely enjoyed the last maybe 30% more than I was enjoying it previously, because it got more intense basically, because for a while there I was kind of not exactly bored, but I wasn't that into it. I didn't particularly care that much about anything. But the end was definitely more, like I said, action-packed, more intense. And yeah, I did enjoy it overall. I had a good time. I think I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars because I did like it. I had a good time. I just didn't love it. So yeah, that's that. And the other book that I am definitely not in the middle of, but I'm reading, I'm maybe a third in? Maybe, is Words of Radiance, which is the second book in the Stormlight Archive series, which is fantasy, and this is a 1200 page book, and I am on page 455. So yeah, I am basically a third in. So yeah, this is going slowly, but it is going. I haven't read anything yet today, and I definitely won't, because like I said, it's 1:30 a.m. so I just need to go to sleep. But yeah, I'm definitely really liking it. I'm very curious to see where it goes. We've already had a lot of reveals. We've already learned a lot, and there are a lot of interesting things coming that we already know are coming, and a lot that I'm sure I don't know are coming will come as well. And yeah, I definitely want to read some of this week. And this week I will also read my first romance book for my romance video chosen by my bestie. I already know the order that I'm gonna read them in, so I'm actually gonna start with one of the like fantasy romance ones, and I think it might be actually the shortest of them all. So yeah, I'm going to start that, and I'm actually kind of excited because like it's the first one, so I'm not tired of romance yet. But at the same time, I'm definitely scared. But you know, mostly I am excited, and I am excited for the video. I am mostly excited to just like talk to her about the books. That is like what this is really for. So yeah, I'm going to read. I think the book is called Love Bites Harder. Maybe, possibly. I could definitely be wrong, but I think that is what it's called. And yeah, that is it. I don't have like anything, like any plans outside of work for this week, I don't think. So that is like literally all that I have to tell you in this intro. So welcome to the vlog. Okay, so it is Wednesday night, and I have quite a few reading updates because I think I told you about Coffin Moon on Monday because I think I had finished it before I filmed like the intro of the vlog. So that's that. And then I read the first romance for my video, which I'm not gonna go into like any details because I want to keep most of my thoughts for like that specific video. But that book was Love Bites Harder, which is the third book in the Mated to the King, I think, series, which like is romance, obviously, but is also fantasy. And I think we follow sirens in all of the books because like they're all sisters. Like their love interests are different like beings. And from what I gathered in like from what she was talking about, like in the previous books there was a vampire and a werewolf, I think. And so in this one you're following Clementine, and she's, you know, one of the siren sisters, and she in the beginning of the book is like taken to the Fae realm, the Fae world, and the only way to get out of the Fae world is to be mated to a Fae. So she, you know, needs to find a mate because she wants to go back home, and she meets the Fae king, and he tells her that he's gonna help her find a mate. But obviously there's like a lot of, you know, chemistry tension between them, and also there are like eclipses happening in the Fae world that are making the Fae go like kind of, you know, feral and crazy. And the king, who's called Kai, I think, is trying to like find a way to fix that to help his people. I'm not gonna say much about what happened. Also, this was like pretty short, but like I had more fun than I was expecting, is all I'm gonna say. So there's that. And so I finished that earlier today. And then after that, I started A Box Full of Darkness, which is one of my anticipated releases. And I got 29% in. And so basically like what I read is what I knew from the premise, which is there are like 3 siblings. One is called Violet, the other is called Vale, and the other Dodie? I'm not entirely sure. But we have 3 siblings, and they had like a pretty hard childhood. And one day during a game of hide and seek, their youngest brother like vanished and was never found again. Like they never found like either the boy alive or like his body. Like nothing was ever found. And now, like many years later, they are all living their separate lives, but they are called back home by the ghost of their brother. So they are going back home, and also like one of them actually sees ghosts. So there's that. And yeah, they have gotten back to like the place where they grew up, and they're sort of like trying to figure out like what is happening and like what happened to their brother as well. And that is it for now. And I am intrigued, but like I already was, because this is what I knew was going to happen. So like, obviously I'm intrigued because it was one of my anticipated releases. And yeah, I'm having fun. I'm curious, and that's that. And then I started reading like a book, like reading it very slowly, but a book that I've had like for a couple of years. And I have like 2 of these, which are books with like myths and legends and whatever about Portugal. And also I haven't read a book in Portuguese in ages, but yeah, I started reading one of them, which is called Legends and Myths of the Castles of Portugal, or Lendas e Mitos dos Castelos de Portugal. And this is like divided by regions. So like I read basically the first region, which is from like the northern area, I guess. And now I stopped just before the start of like the second like group of regions, which has like the district from like where I'm from, and also the one where I live currently. So that's fun. And so yeah, basically like I guess part 2, and I'm on page 48. And like it's interesting, but also like the stories are extremely short. And when I say extremely short, I mean like 1 page, 1.5 pages long. So like I wanted more, because that's not enough for a story, you know what I mean? So like there are a few that I found interesting that I like tab, but I just wanted more, I guess. But like it's fun still to read, just not something that I'm like loving. And yeah, that's that. I haven't made any progress in Words of Radiance because I haven't really had like time to just like sit down and really focus on a book. Like I've been either like busy or very tired this week, so I haven't really had the brain power to read Words of Radiance. So I haven't. And I should make some progress on it, because like I was really enjoying what I was reading. It just takes a lot of brain power to read that book, and I don't feel currently that I have much of it. So that's why. That is that. And yeah, that's all that I have to update you in terms of reading. And in terms of other things, I don't think anything really has happened. Other than like I, as usual, TMI, but I got my period on Monday. And after I got off of work, I went to like the store to buy a bunch of things. And what did I not buy? Pads, because I thought, oh, I have a bunch at home. I had 4. So guess who had to go to the store the next day as well? This idiot right here. And, just in pain, which is super fun. But I'm better now, and I have all that I need now. So we're vibing. I think I'm going to tell my bestie that I'm going to stay here next weekend. Because like I told her about this weekend, but like she already had plans. So, she has her plans that I have no plans. Which is also great. I love having no plans. But I think I'm going to maybe stay here next weekend. And we can hang out, which will be very fun. and because we haven't had like a one-on-one hangout in a while. So yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, I need to actually talk to her about it because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk to her today, and then I just like I talk to her 24/7, but I just never remember to say what I want to say when like I'm able to say it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I want to continue A Box Full of Darkness, obviously, and I don't think it will take me like too long to read because this one doesn't require like all of my brain power. I will slowly make some progress in this as well, and I want to make progress in Words of Radiance as well. I hope my brain decides to start working a little bit better so I can actually read that book. And yeah, I think that is all for now. That's all I read, and those are all of my plans. And I'll talk to you either on Friday, like after I get back to my parents' house, because I am going back to my parents' house this weekend, or like Saturday during the day, I guess. Also, like this week and this weekend is just gonna rain like all day, every day, which kind of sucks. And also, like today it started thundering in the afternoon as well. It's like it's very windy, it's very rainy. Like right now, it actually isn't. It's very quiet, but it was like very windy and very rainy. And I mean, honestly, I was very lucky because like while I was outside, either like going to work or like coming back, it didn't rain. So like I actually didn't catch any rain, which like I said, very lucky because it was raining the whole day. But I don't believe that I will be this lucky like every day. You know, my luck has to run out eventually. So I'm sure it will run out when I need to leave like on Friday with like a backpack and a suitcase and like trash bags to like take the trash out on my way to the train station. I'm sure that's when it's gonna start like pouring, because I will have like no free hands to hold an umbrella. And oh, also, I just watched actually the first episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and it was really funny. Like I honestly didn't know what to expect from that series, but I expected like a similar vibe, I guess, to Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. And like it really isn't the same vibe, but like it was really funny. And like I loved the two characters that we're following. Like Egg is really cute, and I don't usually like children, and I find him like so adorable. And Duncan is also like so cute and like so awkward, like in an adorable way. So like I love them both. Yeah, it was definitely very funny, and I'm excited for more. So there's that, because I haven't watched like anything new in so long, and also like all the series that I like watch, I'm so behind on literally every single one of them that it feels crazy to just like be watching something new. I feel like I needed to share this accomplishment, I guess. But now I'm actually gonna go, and I will talk to you in a couple days. Hello, so it's Sunday and like I have updates, but not as much as I would expect to have to update, because I feel like I'm losing like the crazy reading mood that I've been for the last couple months. Like I'm still reading, but I'm definitely reading less. And to just get it out of the way, I have made no progress in Words of Radiance. So there's that. And like I am loving this book. It just takes a lot to read it, and I don't feel like I have what it takes at this current moment in time. So I have made no progress, but like I really want to eventually keep reading, but not yet. And I read on the train A Box Full of Darkness. I got 69% in, and basically I read like 70 something pages in like the hour that I was in the train, basically. I'm definitely still enjoying it. I'm definitely still curious with like all that's happening, and like what happened to their brother like all those years ago, and also other mysteries surrounding that boy and like their family as well. All of it, I'm curious about all of it. I really want to find out, but yeah, I got to 69% on Friday on the train, and I have not read any more of it because, like I said, I'm just not really been in the reading mood like as much as I have been lately. I'm just more like in a writing mood, I guess. And yeah, like I want to read still. I still enjoy reading. I still want to read, but just not, I don't want to be reading like constantly as I was. And yeah, and that's that. Yesterday, I actually didn't read anything. We, as in me and my parents, we went like to do some chores. We went to like the grocery store. We, honestly, I don't even remember what else we did. And also, like yesterday, the weather was not good because there is a storm. I think it's a depression actually, like around. And yeah, the weather's just not good. It's just yesterday, like it was raining, but it was like it would rain like really hard, like very heavy showers for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then it would stop for like 10 minutes. Then you like heavy showers again, and then stop, and then heavy showers again, and then stop. So like not good to be outside, basically. And so yeah, we went outside to like do the chores that we had to do, and then we came home and like stayed home, and my mom and I actually baked a cake. And yeah, I didn't read anything yesterday, and today the weather was definitely better. And so I went on a run, and on that run, I wanted an audiobook, and I don't have the audiobook for A Box Full of Darkness, and I don't want to just read Words of Radiance like just on audio. So I started another book. So I am currently in the middle of 4 books because I'm also like technically reading this, although I've also made no progress. So like I brought both of these books from my house to my parents' house for nothing because I only touched them to like get them out of my backpack, and then they've just been sitting on my desk untouched until this moment. So, that was super fun for my back, especially to be carrying all that weight for absolutely nothing. And yeah, I wanted to start an audiobook, and I started The Body Farm, which is book, I want to say 5, but I'm not entirely sure, in the Kay Scarpetta series, which is like a mystery thriller-ish, it's more mystery, I think, series where you follow Kay Scarpetta, who is a medical examiner. And this is very like focused on like the forensic side of things, which I absolutely love. So yeah, I only got 17% because I only ran 5K. So like it didn't take me, that long. So I only got 17%. So like I'm not that far into the book, but they're basically investigating the case of a 11-year-old, I think, girl who was like assaulted and killed. And they were just like discussing the findings of the autopsy, and also like Kay's niece is like more in the story, and I think like their personal life issues are also gonna be like an important part of this book, I think, because like they were already really brought up in this for 17%, so I'm assuming they're also gonna be focusing on that. And like this series, I really like the focus on like all the forensic aspects because like I love forensic science. Like my master's was in forensic science, so I absolutely love all of that. But I don't like love the characters, so that is why I haven't like read one of these books in forever. But like I still wanna make progress in the series, and hopefully one day I will like the characters more. And yeah, I do like all of the forensic details that they put in this, so like that part is definitely fun. And yeah, I mean, I am intrigued, I am curious, but I'm only 17% in, so I don't have like that much to say about it. And like I said, today's Sunday, it is actually 7:45 p.m. So I'm gonna have dinner soon, and then I need to go back to my place. So I don't think I'll be reading any more of The Body Farm. I don't think. And I will try my best to finish A Box Full of Darkness tonight, like after I make it to my place. I won't promise that I will do it, but I will try. And like I want to know like all of the mysteries of that book. So, like I want to finish it, and I want to finish it soon. So I am going to try my best. And yeah, I won't read Words of Radiance. I'm not even gonna pretend that I might. I know that I won't. So yeah, the one thing that I might read is A Box Full of Darkness. And that is all. And also that is all that I have to tell you, I think. Because today, like I said, the weather is better, so I went on my run. And like before that, we went to my grandma's house as well and just hanged out a bit with her. And also there was like such a tall cabbage there. I actually, like, my parents took a photo of me near the cabbage. Like, it was so much taller than me. It was really funny. And yeah, we just stayed there for like an hour and a half maybe. And yeah, that was it really. And yeah, I'm gonna pack, I'm gonna have dinner, and I'm gonna go back to my place, and I will talk to you tomorrow to wrap up the vlog. Okay, so it's Monday and I'm here to wrap up the vlog, and last night I did finish reading A Box Full of Darkness. And that was all I read since I last talked to you. And so I definitely continue to be, invested in like the mysteries and secrets of like the family and the house and the boy that went missing and all of that. But I just didn't really care enough about the characters to be interested in what was happening to their lives, like outside of the house, outside of the mystery, like their children, partners, romances that were starting. I just did not care. Like, if they were not either in the house or actively investigating what was happening, I just didn't really care. We didn't really get the answers to like 100% of the questions that I had. Like, I wish that I had gotten all those answers. But still, like, it was still a good time. It was still a fun mystery. And there were definitely like some creepy moments in the house that I really liked. And I am not sure if I'm gonna give it 3.5 or 4 stars. Like, I'm somewhere in between. Like, I'm leaning more towards 3.5. So like, for now on Goodreads, I did give it 3.5. But like, I can still change my mind. It will depend, I guess, on if I ever think about it again or not. But it was a fun time, and it was overall an enjoyable time. And yeah, that is all that I read since I talked to you last night. And obviously I came back to my place. And so to wrap up what I read in this week, which was actually more than I expected. I thought I had read way less. I guess I just read a lot in the beginning of the week, and then it just decreased as the week went on. But I finished Coffee Moon. I read Love Bites Harder. I read A Box Full of Darkness. I started the Legends and Myths of the Castles of Portugal. I started The Body Farm. And I read, I don't think I actually even mentioned it. I thought I hadn't made any progress, but I had one chapter of Words of Radiance, which is absolutely nothing. It was 13 pages. So it wasn't even worth mentioning it. But that was 968 pages, which, like I said, is way more than I expected. Like, the part of the week that I remember the most, which is like the end of the week. I didn't really read that much, so I was not expecting this high of a number. But I'm actually very pleasantly surprised with that. And yeah, that is all for this weekly reading vlog. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. And if you did, give it a like and subscribe. And I will talk to you next time. Bye!